Vanguard October 2024 portfolio update, and this one is going to be completely using the brand new app as I run you through exactly how much I got invested, what I'm invested into, and how my portfolio is performing, both my Vanguard UK account and also my Vanguard Australia account, and I'll show you the app as well. So this is my Vanguard UK account. You can see I'm just at over £53,000. This is a nice couple of £1,000 bump up since my last update a couple of months ago, and I've not contributed a single pound, and that's just the stock market doing its thing, going up steadily as it does over the long term. The returns are unpredictable and volatile, but I'm confident over the long term the stock market will keep going up, which is why I stay invested and keep investing every month. Most of that money you can see is in my stocks and shares ISA, and if I then scroll down a bit, I've got a bit of money as well in my SIPP. So if I click into my stocks and shares ISA, and this is exactly how the brand new Vanguard UK app looks. If you want a full video on everything that it does, all the features, all the pros and cons, I'll link a separate video somewhere here. But you can see I've got 47.5k, 11.8k in gains. The return looks a bit weird. It's 75%, and that's because Vanguard do a time-weighted or internal rate of return to work it out. So it actually looks at when each pound was contributed over time. But the key here, if I click all, you can see how even through all these dips and bumps and crashes along the way, over the long term, not even that this is that long, you can see it almost goes up in a straight line. The key is though, if I zoom out, look at the 3-month graph here. It's all over the shop. Look at the 6-month graph here. Once again, it's pretty volatile. There's a big dip there in August. Even at the 1-year mark, you can see there's little bumps along the way, but over the long term, not even that this is that long, you can see how the stock market climbs higher and higher. And that's ultimately why I keep investing. If I then scroll down, you can see, of course, all of my money is in one fund, the FTSE Global All Cap, that I've talked about extensively on this page and across my other social media platforms. If I actually click into that fund, you can then see the current price. You can see its performance since 2016 when the fund was first incepted and started. If I scroll a bit further down, I can see my fund performance and then a fund overview. Or if I click here, more fund details, I assume that'll then take me into more fund details, hopefully. Oh, I think this must be new. I'm pretty sure when I've done my Vanguard UK app video, I couldn't see this. So now on the app, you can actually see all of the fund details, and it's exactly the same as the website. So there you go, they're building more into the app. This is good to see from Vanguard. And right at the bottom there, you can see those past performances at that rolling year period over the last 5 or so years. And as you can see, even with these past performances, it is quite volatile, but it generally goes up over time as the global stock market becomes more productive, more innovative, and that's why I keep investing into the global stock market. If I then go back and click into my SIPP, there's a lot less money in that, of course, but once again, all time since 2022, you can see it's a bit more of a sort of steep curve because I contributed a bit more upfront, and I haven't contributed to this in a while now, but once again, the stock market generally goes up over time. If I scroll down, once again, all my money is in one fund, shock horror, the FTSE Global All Cap. Of course, and I'll come on to this shortly, the Vanguard Australia app, because I'm in Australia, I've not contributed these accounts in a while, but they're still sitting there and growing and compounding over time. Now, before I get into my Vanguard Australia account, you can see here, if the camera focuses, as I'm about to load it up, there it is. I just wanted to quickly shout out my own book, Stop Waiting, Start Investing, that is coming out November the 26th, 2024. It is available to pre-order on Amazon and all other book retailers. I'll leave a link in the description. I would honestly love and really appreciate if you could pre-order it. I originally wrote this book in 2021. I then worked with a publisher over the last year or so to make the book so good, bring it to life, make it even better, give you everything you need to know about investing, the stock market, and a 3-step blueprint to invest, choosing the platform, choosing an account, choosing an investment. It's all in the book. Pre-order it now, stop waiting, start investing. Now, let me look at my Vanguard Australia account. As you can see in here, I've got 28,200 Aussie dingo dollars. Fun fact, when you actually contribute your money to Vanguard Australia, you have to give the cash physically to a kangaroo, and the kangaroo then hops off to Vanguard's headquarters in Sydney, and then it gets invested. Of course, that is complete bullshit, but I've got 28.2k in here to get to the pound value, roughly half it and add a little bit. So this is about £15,000. If I then click into my account, good afternoon Ryan, I can then click view my portfolio. As you can see, I've got some cash that is sitting there waiting to be invested. So I have $600 that comes out fortnightly from my current account that then sits in my Vanguard account, and then a few days later it will get invested, and this money would have been taken a few days ago. My holdings, once again, shock horror, only in one fund and only in one global index fund. This one is VGS. Unfortunately, and as I spoke about here before, two bad points about Australia when it comes to investing. Number one, there is no stocks and shares ISA equivalent, so I'm having to use a general investment account, which has no tax advantages. And secondly, there is no FTSE Global All Cap equivalent. I love the FTSE Global All Cap because it's the most diversified global fund I can invest into. So it makes my approach as diversified as possible. Unfortunately, on Vanguard Australia, as far as I'm aware, and through my own research, there's no equivalent of the FTSE Global All Cap, so I use a fund called VGS. This is a low-cost global ETF, and I invest directly into that from my Aussie Dingo dollar current account into this fortnightly. If I actually then click into the fund, I can then click View Product Details, but then it takes me separately to Vanguard's website. So even though the Vanguard UK app, oh, here we go. Look at this. Not even meant to plug this. That's where you can get the stop, wait and start investing from. So go and pre-order it now. But that clearly opens it into a separate tab. Whereas with Vanguard UK's app, which even though it's only new, they've actually built it in. So to be honest with you, the Vanguard Australia app is also very basic, like the Vanguard UK one. But it really does everything that you need it to do. Here you can see in the Australia version, the settings, you can set up an auto investment, see your cash, do a quick invest into a fund. But I think if you're a long-term passive investor, Vanguard UK, Vanguard Australia, Vanguard in general, it's no frills, but it really does what you need it to do. Long-term, passively invest into index funds, hold for the long term, and don't get sucked into checking it daily. So that is a Vanguard portfolio update, both my Vanguard UK account, which is my pension, my SIPP, and my stocks and shares ISA, and my Vanguard Australia account, which is a general investment account. I also separately have workplace pensions, both in the UK and in Australia, but they are with different providers. This is all of just my Vanguard money and invested with Vanguard internationally. And between those two accounts, I've got about £70,000, probably just shy of £70,000, all completely in global funds, all passive long-term index funds that I'm going to be holding for the long term and slowly growing and compounding my wealth. And of course, I'm not here doing anything special. I'm just taking part of my salary, investing into global funds, and then holding for the long term. You can do this as well. You can get it set up in minutes. If you've got any questions, just let me know. I'm happy to help you. And yeah, that's the update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.